All right, let's fire through this. What do you got?
Milko's given us the Queensland double, Gold Coast and Brisbane.
Yep.
$1.65.
Yep.
The Gold Coast biggest ever win away from home. Beware of the rising suns. Brisbane winners comfortably by 7 goals.
I've got Giga Kick.
Yeah.
Or I've got Cats neg 12.5. Because I'm in that bad form. If I give you 2 to pick from...
I'll give you Giga Kick.
Giga Kick on the outside, trying hard. Laters Marzu, knuckling down. Giga Kick now takes over leading. Giga Kick's won the 10,000.
And I've got Cats should win, but an upset wouldn't surprise or a close game wouldn't surprise.
Their season is all of a sudden coming alive. And the Tiger fans can sense it. The big names were involved today. Tigers by 24.
Might
Clearly,
say Swans are morals.
Yeah, well, don't use that word. Because I reckon the Dockers' backs could take the Swans. But anyway, they could win.
And it's the Dockers who have broken all sorts of records this afternoon. The first time they've won at the SCG since 2011.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name's Jesus. I'm here with Brownie, and this is your Front and Centre podcast, your home of beer betting, ball sports and bands since 2023. Scott, how are you, brother?
I am good, Novak.
Better than you were Saturday morning?
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't that bad.
Well, I
actually
beg
wasn't.
my voicemail and messages beg to differ.
I was told to ham it up a bit. By
Right. Of
one
course you
Anthony
were.
Rubber.
Of
I
course
actually
you
didn't
were.
want to send that video. but
No,
he
you
sent
sent 7. 7
it.
videos.
From different angles as well. There was
Absolute
a lot
fuckwit.
happening.
I'm dealing with a fuckwit here, ladies and gentlemen.
I had to do something. It wasn't
Well,
the
not
greatest.
really.
It wasn't it wasn't the greatest game of footy to sit there and watch. I had to do something.
Well, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That was your fault for going in the first place.
Yeah. Well,
We're
hey,
talking West Coast Suns here, ladies and
yeah,
gentlemen.
when I can get away, I do. Shall we start with the news?
Well,
Your mate, Clarko?
what? Well, there's not much news.
Yeah, well, he's stepped away.
Yeah, and?
Well, what's going on there? He's been very vocal. Chris Fagan hasn't been.
Yeah.
He has been.
But look, Clarko, there's obviously, it's well documented what Clarko is like.
Yeah.
And he's in a bit of froth and bubble.
Yeah.
And so it's taken its toll.
Yeah.
And he's obviously been said, it's okay, we'll go through the process, it'll work itself out before the season starts. And it hasn't.
Yep.
Because we're dealing with touchy subjects and due diligence is definitely being done. And he's copping it. And obviously, his team is playing very, very badly.
Yeah.
And it's tough times for Clarko.
He snapped apparently they played Tassie last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, at halftime, through a chair or something.
This is the guy that punched a wall in the coach's room door.
Yeah.
Was it the door or the wall?
It was the wall as he walked out.
Yeah.
Poof.
So that's actually getting offline.
Yeah. But it's happy Clarko. So he's switched
No, it's
back.
definitely
He's
not happy
reverted
Clarko.
back. Anyway, so that's happened.
It's pressure. That's what pressure does to you, mate. When you're 2-0, you're flying,
Yeah.
you're happy. When your team's absolutely cast and West Coast can probably beat you, pain.
Yeah. It's got to be weighing on him a bit, but it is what it is.
But the thing is, he knew this, right? He put himself in this situation. He didn't have to come back and coach.
No. The media were all over him as well. Like Caro, he came back as happy.
Standard Caro.
He came back as happy
but Caro's
Clarko,
got
and
the-
he couldn't be happy. Caro didn't like
Caro's
that.
got the vendetta.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we'll move on. AFLGF. It's done at the same time.
Common sense.
Do you think it will ever go to a twilight and or nighttime game?
Well, it's already been a twilight because
Yeah.
when it was over here, it was a twilight.
Yeah, but as in,
hardly
like,
anyone watched it.
Move there and stay there, do you think?
No.
No.
No, it all depends on the TV, and there's more viewers for the midday games.
I love the midday
Well, it helps
game.
for us because we can get hammered at 12 o'clock.
100%. It's great.
And when you're there, have you been to a granny
I
event?
have not.
So
It's the one I want to go to.
I've been to 3.
Yeah.
And it's actually starts good because
Yeah.
it gives you time to go to a pub, go over breakfast, go have some beers and trek out to the G.
Yeah.
If you're waiting all day, you're going to be absolutely trolleyed.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be able to function.
No. I agree. Like, there's going to be people getting kicked out left, right,
You
and
won't
centre.
even get let in.
Yeah.
If you're in any state, they won't
No.
even let you in.
Well, last time we were in Melbourne watching the footy, I was kindly asked to shut up or leave Marvel Stadium. I was telling Joe Danaher to move to Sydney.
I think this is what should happen here. You should shut up and go home sometimes with some of the gear you bring here. But you are quite annoying. Your voice can be annoying.
Hey, well, that's a bit harsh.
Hey, don't worry. I know. I'm annoying too.
It's very harsh.
Do you want me to play you some of the videos from Saturday morning?
Where, speaking of North Melbourne previously, have you heard that there's talks of Taron Thomas possibly playing this year?
I know. No, he's definitely playing this year.
How absurd is that they're allowing that man to do that after what he's done?
But you got to look at a lot of the other people that have done untoward things.
Yeah.
And it's part of the process. They go back, do their penance,
Yeah.
get in the program. You know, they put their arms around him. He's only had, 3 or 4 chances now. So
That's true. And
if he was at West Coast, he'd probably get a game,
yeah,
mate.
100%. He'll probably be their best player at the moment.
Yeah.
And a shout out to you, not yesterday, on Sunday, delivering the goods.
Well, it wasn't me, so it was
whoever it was, whoever's listening.
Yeah, a friend of the podcast stars came
Yeah.
up with the market overs, and that was very good for everyone.
That was amazing. Question out of nowhere here, because I heard it on.
You do this to me all the time.
Yeah.
You know I don't like surprises, Scott.
I heard on the radio, because I listened to a lot of talkback. How old is too old to wear your jumper, like team's jumper, to the footy?
Never. When can you wear your team's jumper if it's not at the footy?
Yeah. I'm just asking the question because some people on this, I think it was either RSN or SEN, I don't know which one it was, can't remember, were saying that, when you're a full-grown adult, you should not be wearing a
Hell
footy
no.
jumper.
I'll wear my Hawks jumper when I go to the footy.
Yeah. I'm just interested to see your.
Why
your take.
wouldn't you?
Yeah, hey. I don't wear a jumper to the footy.
I do.
Yeah, I'm not a jumper wearer. But
That's probably because you're a little bit tubby.
yeah, that's probably true. None of the jumpers fit. But no, I think I'd rather just go a scarf and a beanie than a jumper.
I'd rather a jumper because it's generally not as normally cold here.
Yeah.
But I'd rather a jumper. I think jumper's good.
Yeah. Okay. That's just a question without notice. Heard it today, and I thought I'll ask Novak.
I don't understand.
On his thoughts.
What are you going to do? Buy a jumper and just not wear it?
Yeah, I know. I'm confused by that as well. Or just wear it at home. Like, what's the point in having the jumper?
Oh, you're just going to go to bed and sleep in your jumper?
Yeah, or wear it to footy training and get it ripped and.
Just
not for me. They can't touch me.
Oh, you don't move, mate.
All right. So I'll ask again. Do you want to go Wildcats first, or do you want to go beer review?
Beer first.
Yeah.
Beer
all right.
first.
Beer review.
Had some food,
All right,
so
let's
I'm
go.
a bit parched at the minute.
All right. Beer. All right. Shout out to old mate Raymond at Herdsman Liquor Barons.
Raymond.
He helped me out for a good solid 20 minutes.
Oh, gee, he must have earned his money there.
We discussed.
Has he got shares in this brand?
He might, because that's all he tried to sell me. So
and you got sold.
yes,
Cha-ching,
time.
cha-ching.
Yeah, he saw dollar signs when I walked in. That's for sure.
All right. Well, it goes away from your normal can. It's very plain. So look, my colourblind guess is going to be yellow with green writing. Is that right?
Nailed it.
Good by me. This is a Fox Friday.
It is.
A malt bark Pilsner Pale. Hops, Tetnang, Spalt Select, Hercules, Nelson, Sorvin, and Strata. Yeast 30 out of 47. Now, it's a West Coast Pilsner, and it's a Ho Dad. So maybe it's taken after yourself. If things ever go pear-shaped for your marriage, you could be the Ho Dad. Could be the Ho Dad.
Yes, I could.
Hey, we do not wish that upon anyone. Especially Jess, she puts up with enough. So, interesting. Like, that's pretty plain.
Yep.
Brewed at Fox Friday, 810 Chesterman Street, Moona, Tasmania.
Yep.
Additive and preservative-free, keep refrigerated. It's got a barcode. Now, here's where we get to the good stuff. 440 mils. We're going to the bigger cans again, which we like.
Yep.
6.2.
Good.
Like
Solid.
every day, like it's Friday.
Yep.
2.2 standard drinks. I don't know what to make of this.
Oh,
We've had a few Pilsners, so they seem to go okay.
Well, so just to let everybody know, when we're talking about dollar signs, I walked in, old mate Raymond suggested these ones. I bought 2. He said, well, if you buy another 2, you get 10% off. So I bought another 2, and he said, you may as well buy another 2. Then you basically get one of them free. So we do have...
Sales 101. Reel him in, sucker.
We do have 3 different types of Fox Friday. So I've done a Fox Friday P, so Fox Friday Pilsner.
Okay.
That's what we're going to do. We won't do those week after week. We'll chuck them in every now and then.
I might just come home and drink them myself.
Yeah, fair
All right,
enough.
let's give this a crack. The Ho Dad. Oh,
Jeez,
good.
it's a
No
really
spray there.
beefy can.
It is. It's good, though. Oh, smell. Definitely. Let's give this a crack. I need some more leash. My mic's...
There we go.
There we go.
It's interesting.
Yeah, aftertaste is minorly suspect. Well, it's not as good as the other Pilsner we had. I know that
that's
much.
a 6. Where are we sitting?
Well, it's not as good as the Cool Cat either. What have we got at 4.5? The Killars.
Yeah.
Anything else with the Killars?
3.5. No, just the
Just
Killars.
the Killars. And what have we got at 4?
Maverick.
Yeah, I think this is Tom Cruise areas.
So you're giving this a 4?
Yeah, I think it's Tom Cruise. Well, I think the Cool Cat and the Snow Globe were better. Okay. The issue was the Killars was like number 2. I've kind of forgotten the Killars.
Might have to do a review. We might have to set aside bye week to just sit here and have all the beers here.
There's no bye week.
Oh, yeah,
mate.
there is.
You clown.
That's what they should do. Well, anyway, where are we
There's
putting
4 weeks of buys. And speaking of, I did some research. Buys are on in our fantasy league. You fuckwit. You absolute fuckwit.
Whoever's got me doing this shit.
Man.
Where are we putting it? It's
What do we got on the
4.
pine?
We've got a 3.5, 3. Bong Beer's
Von Beer's the sub. Yeah. Where's the other 4?
the other 4 is down here. Maverick's a forward pocket.
So just go back pocket. Just
The back pocket?
Yeah.
So that back line's not very strong right now.
well, it is because we got the Nanas. I like the Pilsner's good, and the F88 was very good.
So
Are you going to show the listeners the
I'm
board?
going to show the camera. So
The listeners, come on, Scott.
For everybody at home, we had some drama last week with Zoom, but I'm trying something different this week. So we were able to at least get a little clip up. So hopefully...
Me doing some of my best work, and that was it.
That was, and hey, it got some views. So anyway, that's what we got for beers. So let's move on to the important stuff because hopefully something's happening here.
That was the inspiration for my Tasmanian Devil, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, it's a bit quieter this week, but interesting. John Riley has had an extension applied.
Yep.
So did his first year, had a 2-year deal, 3rd year option, and they've already signed him on.
Yeah.
So they're trying to go, he's the guy, we're sticking with him,
Yep.
we're chips in. Big call.
Yep.
Very big call, but they're giving him a chance to build his own team.
Yep.
So I rate that part. But if we miss finals again this year, he is going to want to be going very, very well next year. Otherwise, he could get the lemon and sauce.
Yeah, so do you give him a year leeway because he's getting pretty much a brand new team?
No.
No? You expect them just to come in and perform straight away?
Well, I expect him to have already had his system that he wants to play, and he's gone, right, we've got a guy in Cotton. We're going to build around Cotton.
Yep.
Bring him and go, Bryce, what do you need?
Yeah. So surely he's probably got people in. Surely he's had a say of the people that he's bringing in who he thinks can play his system.
Of course he has.
Right? Yeah.
Of course he has. But remember, his system was rebounding, right? As he said, and it was useless.
No, it didn't do well.
No, because he had no one rebounding. And to be honest, you still got Cotton, Webster,
Yep.
who aren't going to be rebounding. So
No, they're just going to be shooting.
yeah, so we need some rebounders. Yeah. We need this big import to help with Pinder, help with Saar, help with Akiva, and Hiron Harris?
Yeah, something like that.
Hiron Harris. Yep. So, look, we've got the shooters. We got Henshaw. We got Henshaw and Harris have been lining it up in NZ NBL. Harris has got 3 20-plus points in a row.
Yep.
No, 25-plus points, and Henshaw's putting up 220. So, they're playing well. But, you know, still got more. So Delhi re-signed with United for 2 years. I found that interesting. They're rebuilding. So they've obviously got Travers. They've got Delhi. They got Luala Chul. So like that's solid. So they're going to be tough. They're going to be tough to beat.
They got your mate coming off the bench, CG 4-3.
Well, he starts a lot of times as well.
He came off the bench a lot, didn't he, last season?
He normally starts as shooter. But, Isn't
Delhi's arm cooked?
Oh, mate, I think he's fine. He signed a 2-year deal.
All right. I was talking to someone. I was like, Melbourne have, I don't know who it was. Melbourne have re-signed.
Was it Iopolo?
Probably. He knows everything.
Yeah.
And someone said that it was cooked. Anyway,
but look,
anything else going on?
No, nothing much. Bit quiet a week, but we're still waiting.
Yeah.
The Jesse Wagstaff chat has
going longer.
petered.
Yeah.
I think they're just waiting. They're waiting for these signatures to come in.
Yeah. Just seeing who else they get.
Yeah, see who else they get and see the money. Yeah. And in reality, he'll just take minimum wage. Just put him in there. We need him. We need him for culture. We need him for spirit.
Yeah.
And we just need someone that's actually got a ring bar cotton to go, this is what we do, boys. This is our Wildcats brand. This is our culture.
Surely he must be sitting there weighing up what's after basketball, whether he wants to go coaching.
Well, you would have thought if he was pulling the pin, he would have pulled it by now.
Yeah.
So whether or not he's getting pushed out
as
opposed to him being allowed to go out on his own terms.
Yep.
So if he was allowed to go out on his own terms, re-sign him, this is my last year, Buddy Franklin style. This is like my John Farnham, my last freaking...
That went for like 10 years.
1,000. But, like, this is it. Yeah. And shout out to Johnny. Hopefully he's plugging along okay. He's been pretty crook.
Yeah, hopefully he's good.
Yep. So hopefully we get that opportunity.
Yeah.
Because we know, like, it'd be rough if no one gets to like have a game where he can just play and go, yep, this is my last game. See you later.
Yep. Cool. So next week, what are you hoping for? Are you hoping for more signings next week?
Well, I'm happy to wait as long as they get the right person.
Because we're coming into June.
We got
July,
4
August.
months.
Yeah. So you want to have a team together for a good, solid amount of time to get
the guys are still playing NBL 1 and stuff, so they're not actually here at the moment. So
and some of them still overseas. Any of the Websters still overseas?
Yes. Yeah. And Pinder's in Spain off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Bryce is just chilling with his cash.
As he should be.
Yeah.
I don't want him to get injured.
No,
I don't want Pinder to get injured either. Can he come back?
Pinder's been missing some games, but I think he's going to be okay.
All right. Well,
that's the last thing we need. Pinder ACL, and we're done.
I'm hoping next week you're saying Nick Kay or Angus Brown are back.
Yanni Wetzel would make me a bit horny as well because he's exactly what we need.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that there's news next week. Bit quieter this week, but that's fine.
We're building though.
We are, but we've got some ripper footy games this week. So let's get into that. All right. This is where I think, this round, things are going to start to sort themselves out with teams. All right? Okay. So first game I've got a ripper on Friday night. Port v Melbourne, 5:50, Adelaide Oval. Odds? Got them? Oh, yeah, perfect timing for me.
Sorry, I've got 163 Melbourne, 225 Port, plus 6.5.
Yep, cool. So last time they met,
Ins and outs, Scott. Ins and outs.
Good. I literally just had that open. Oh, yeah.
Do you want me to go it or you're right?
I've got it. So last time they met.
Last time you forgot it altogether. So I thought I'd jump in and just get in there
flew
quick.
Through it. Melbourne by 14. That was round 18, 2022. That was at TIO Park. So that was that's
Darwin?
Darwin, yeah. Or Alice, is it?
Maybe Alice.
Yeah, one.
Kazali Stadium's Darwin, isn't it?
Yep, sure. So ins, Port Adelaide, Darcy Byrne-Jones, Scott Lyce, set. Well, that's a big in for them. Bryn Tickle out, Jackson Mead omitted, and Todd Marshall
Before
injured.
we go on, the elephant in the room. Pyramid last week, you had 3 options. You chose Charlie Dixon. You didn't do your research, and he's still out.
He wasn't out.
Yeah, but surely if he's out on a Friday, there was some injury rumblings.
Do you know what was more annoying with that the other two came
I
in?
know.
One was 220 and the other was $1.70. Charlie was the cheapest.
I know. But to be fair, I did give you 2 and you picked Giga Kick, which won me because my other one went putrid.
because Geelong would have lost.
I told you, I'm going terrible. Everyone picked for me, so technically you did get one right. So
good.
Well done there.
Still on fire.
Yeah.
in for Melbourne.
And hey, we got to win, so we should give ourselves a clap.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, sorry.
Christian,
I got excited, all right? I got to win.
Yeah, so congratulations. Melbourne, Christian Salem and Tom McDonald are in. Harrison Petty injured. James Jordan, the sub, and Tom Sparrow suspended.
Petty, I think, is a semi out for them. Like, he's been structuring them up quite well.
Yeah, he's been going forward a bit, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has been.
Yeah. All right,
he looks good, though.
Here's what I've got. I'm very excited for this one. Melbourne used the ball more and more efficiently, but inside 50, Port used the ball better. I looked at points differential, but I don't know whether I rate this stat. So Melbourne are plus 32 and Port are plus 10.
Depends who you play.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Melbourne have played smashed.
They played West Coast, didn't they?
West Coast, yeah. So I don't know whether I really rate that. Port win
Good stat there, Scott.
Yeah,
good stat.
I wrote it down and then I was like, wait, who
I'm
Melbourne
bringing
actually...
a stat that I don't even rate.
Like,
good work.
Melbourne actually played. I looked at it. I was like, oh, well, too late. It's written down now. Port win clearances plus 4. And I think that's where the game will be won in the midfield.
Well, they've obviously given Teakle the lemon and sauce. They go, we're getting serious. We've got to bring Lysette back in.
Yeah.
Because obviously they got Gawn and Grundy. So
he just needs to get angry.
Well, he did play that game for the West Coast where he just literally, him and Vardy just smashed into Max Gawn the whole game. Just literally just crunched him the whole game.
That's all he needs to do and let the little men work. So it's at Adelaide Oval, and that's where Melbourne lost to the Bombers. It was raining. It's not raining this week.
But the Bombers are the freaking yo-yo. They're up and down. They're all over the place.
Since then, Melbourne won against Richmond by 18, North, Gold Coast, and the Hawks.
Yeah, so it's not great for them.
Yeah, not great. In saying that, Port...
They only just beat the Swans.
Yeah, they beat Essendon as well.
Yeah.
They beat the Dogs, so I'll give them that because I think the Dogs are in good form. It should be a really good game. All the matchups across the board excite me with like forwards and backs. They match up really, really well. It's at Adelaide Oval, so I'll take Port.
Yeah. Look, I'm concerned about Port kicking a score.
Yeah.
I think Dixon's a big out. Like, no Georgiades, Marshall. Like, they're going to rely on their mids to kick a score. Their mids are getting better. Wines are starting to come into his zone.
That's actually a very fair point. What tools do they have down there?
Like, they've got, let me bring
Finlayson.
Finlayson's been playing a lot of ruck, though. He's actually been in very good form.
Can Lysett go forward?
I don't think he can.
Butters,
I really don't think he can.
How big's Ollie Lord?
He's semi-big. Like, they've got, so obviously...
Geez, they're not that big.
No, and that's what I mean. So when you look at the Melbourne backline, they got May, Lever, Brayshaw, Salem, Bowie, Hibbert. They've matched up accordingly to match up against that smaller side. So, I mean...
Yeah.
Look, it is a tough game.
Yeah.
I'd probably lean Melbourne but I just said, coin flip.
Yeah.
I'm just going Melbourne.
Yeah.
Because
it should be a good.
You've got to pick one team, and I'm just picking Melbourne.
I'm hoping it's a good game. Finally, on a Friday night, good, solid footy.
That would be helpful.
Anyway, next we've got North v Swans, 11:45 Saturday at Marvel. Brett Ratton's back in charge.
Yep.
First ever coach to be interim coach at 3 different clubs.
Yeah. Apparently, I saw a stat somewhere. This is North's 5th coach in about 60 games.
Oh my God.
And I think out of those games, they've won 7 and drawn 1.
Speaking of stats, also saw a stat. North Melbourne, the last, 60 games or something, Fitzroy, their last 60 games.
Same.
And Fitzroy were actually better
because
than
North had a draw and Fitzroy had one more draw win.
That's how they're going at the
Send
moment.
them to Tassie.
Odds, I think I've got the odds here.
113 Sydney, 575 for North. Line neg 37.5.
Ins and outs.
I don't want to borrow that at all.
No.
Swans have got a lot of hurt players. A lot.
100%. So ins and outs, Aaron Hall so this is for North, sorry. Aaron Hall, Callum Coleman Jones, Eddie Ford, George Wardlaw, Tom Powell.
Wardlaw exciting,
Phillips,
the number 4 pick, and he looks really good.
Aiden Core out, Cam Zerha
why
out.
are you punching people, Aiden Core, you painter?
Zerha's a big out from. I rate him. Curtis Taylor, Darcy Tucker.
Zerha is overrated, brother.
Flynn Perez.
So you're probably thinking of the Suvlaki. He's the good one.
Cam Zerha's one of my 18s boys. LDU is out as well.
Yeah, the Udall did a hammy.
In for Sydney, Dylan Stevens, Lachlan McAndrew, and Laddam's back in. So out. Mills, big out. Logan McDonald, big out.
Yeah.
Mark Sheathard, don't know who he is.
Hickey.
What did he do? He came back in and he's out again.
So
What happened?
McAndrews new. He's a ruckman forward. So they're down. They're down so many tools. They're down like all their big backs, like McCartans times 2, Rampy. They're down Hickey.
So what did Tom? Do you know what Tom Hickey did?
No, I did not.
All right. Well, so I've got that. So last time they met, Swans won by 38 at Marvel. That was round 21. In that game, the Swans gave up 13 goals 10 to North. Yep. And in that game, Rampy and both McCartans were playing, and they still gave up 13 goals 10.
Well, the issue I've got here, you look at the forward line on paper, Phoenix, Spicer, Tom Power, Jaden Stevenson, Coleman Jones, Larkey, Paul Curtis.
Yeah. Well, I've got the question of, can North win this?
No.
All the stats.
No.
All right. All the stats. Just bear with me. This is like last week. Just bear with me. All the stats are pretty close, right? So who is going to take Larkey? Probably Robbie Fox or Francis.
I would say, you'd probably say Francis.
Yeah. And I'll repeat what I said last week and the week before. They're missing Rampy massively. Don't worry about the McCartans. Rampy. Yeah. Massively they're missing him. No Mills, no Logan. Massive outs. Logan actually showed something before he got injured. Yeah. He kicked his first goal, but he set up his own goal. Contest,
his running's good as well. He's moving up and down the ground.
And that's because he's actually getting crack.
And Buddy's apparently sick. So he was crook last week. Apparently they had no players, so Buddy played. What was he doing? Played on. He made Alex Pearce look good. That's how bad Buddy's going at the moment.
I just think...
I think Swans can still kick a goal. Look, Papley. Heaney's been cast as well, but Papley... you got...
But they still got those mids as well.
Yeah, they still got Parker, still got Dropbox. Yeah. They still got Goulden, who's flying at the moment, absolutely airborne. Got Rowbottom.
And North lose LDU, which isn't great.
The Udall.
So Sydney probably win.
He's playing good for North. Liam Shields is actually playing really good footy at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he is. I saw him and I forgot he had gone there. I was like, what the hell?
He's actually playing very good for them.
Yeah. So again, like last week in the... Geelong Richmond.
Or do we have the new coach theory go along?
Yeah, well, that I just think it could be close, and I genuinely would not be surprised if North
it could be close, but I could not be as well. So I'm going Swans.
Yeah,
I think they win. They have to.
You're going to say it?
Yeah. Morrow, 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 morrow.
Oh, grab that little clip.
Mate, poor Eddie, friend of the podcast, Irvine's going to be hating me right now, Swans supporter. I keep cooking his boys. Sorry, Eddie.
2 more left. Dogs, Crows, Saturday, 12:10. It's at Mars, which is country Victoria. Odds for that game? You got it?
Yes, I do. 151 Bulldogs, 251 Adelaide, 10.5.
Interesting, because last time they met, the Crows won by 1, and that was at Mars.
Is it Bendigo?
Round 6. I'm not too sure. I just know it's country Victoria somewhere. Again, another exciting game. I look at the stats, and they're really similar as well across the board. But one stat really jumped out at me here, and that's efficiency inside 50. The Dogs, 44%. The Crows, 55%, right?
Yeah. Crows have been butchering goals for the whole season, except last week.
But both of them average 52 inside 50s. That's what they average, and the Dogs are 44%, and the Crows are 55%. So, in saying that, JJ is running riot, and he's back to the position where he wanted Norm Smith finally. Why he hasn't been playing there, but whatever. They match up again. They match up really well everywhere. Why don't you remind me for ins and outs?
Ballarat. So I'm trying to find where the stadium was. Ballarat. Bendigo. I got my B's mixed up. So Ballarat, not Bendigo.
So ins for the Dogs. Tim O'Brien's in. The ex-Hawks guy.
Tim O'Brien, my mate.
Yeah. Alex Keefe out. Lachlan McNeil out. Elliot Himmelberg. Lachlan Gallant. Nick Murray in for Adelaide. Out. McHenry. Thilthorpe? I hate that name.
I go with Tilthorpe, but that's just my personal.
Taylor Walker and Duday. Wow, there's some pretty big outs.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Well, I've got here anyway. I think the game, again, just like the Friday night game, one in the midfield.
Yeah.
And I think the Dogs' midfield is stronger.
I'm not so sure that's the case because it depends who actually plays in the Dogs midfield.
Well, yeah. Well,
Dawson and Laird are elite. Sloane's been playing well.
So let's see how they're named. So they're named with Bont, English, Smith, Libber, and McRae on the interchange.
Yeah. So McRae and Bailey Smith have not been playing much midfield. But that's what I mean. I know, because it's Bevo. It's Bevo.
Stop changing shit, Bevo.
Well, it's what he does. But look, the Crows midfield is solid. My issues are their goal kicking. And obviously Texan out, Tilthorpe out. They've kicked some bags for them this year.
Yeah.
And when they have kicked, their goal kicking's been putrid. So
they're pretty small up forward, aren't they?
Yeah, I would. And like Dogs are pretty small up down back as well.
Yeah.
Like, so I would lean. Bulldogs should be a good game. Mars Stadium.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit of an outlier, but I think Bulldogs' form has finally turned around. They really gave it to Carlton last week.
Yeah. It's Ben Key's 100th game as well, so.
Good on you, Ben.
Good on you, Ben. He former Brisbane.
I believe so, yeah.
And went to Adelaide. Next game, Geelong Freo, Saturday 2:35 at Optus. Last time they met, I've written something. Last time they met.
Do you want me to do odds so while you gather yourself?
Yeah.
So 166 Geelong, 218 Fremantle. That has changed a fair bit. So Geelong were a lot shorter than that.
Yeah.
Fremantle are coming in. So 7.5 is the line.
Well, that's interesting because that's kind of what I've written here. So last time they met, Freo won by 3 at GMHBA. That was around 7.
Freo go well at GMHBA for some reason.
So I've basically asked the question to start with, are Freo a sneaky chance here? I think they might be more than a sneaky chance because Mitch Duncan is out. So
yes.
Out for Freo Erasmus.
They've got a lot of players out at the moment.
Geelong, a lot of injuries. So
Guthrie's out, Dangerfield's out, Duncan's out.
Ollie Henry's out.
Ollie Henry needs his nut reattached.
He does. So Brad Close is in, Jack Henry's in, and Tyson Stengel is in. Jai Clark, Mitch Duncan, Oliver Dempsey, and Ollie Henry out. So
imagine having your nut torn apart.
I don't want to imagine that.
Imagine having to get it reatthed and then
shiver just thinking.
Imagine how big your nuts would be.
Yeah, I struggle to see my nuts at the best of times.
Jesus Christ, mate. The listeners don't need to hear that, mate.
So the Cats are not great in front of goal last week. But was that because of how the Tigers played?
Well, I didn't watch it, so I can't comment.
So I just looked at...
I was watching the festival that was Suns versus West Coast.
I watched a little bit of it at the pub. It took me
from what you could remember.
It took me an hour to get from my house to the Royal.
Yeah,
public transport. I'm just catching Ubers everywhere now. Public transport's horrible. So I looked at the heat maps. Tigers played the wings and played them really well.
That's because of GMHBA. That's a lot of that.
It was at the MCG.
But I'm like, a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like the heat maps are for the whole year, right? They're not just for the game?
Yeah, the game.
Well, that's the way they play GMHBA. They put Tom Stewart or Duncan or whoever behind the ball and they fan it out. So that's their game style.
So I think, and they laid 16 more tackles, so plus 16 tackles. So the Tigers showed pressure. Shots on goals were under pressure and they were getting them low percentage
and they kept Jeremy Cameron quiet.
Yeah. And that's what we said last week as well. So Freo need to do the same. They need to use the wings and give these low percentage shots. It is Geelong. I'll steer clear of this game.
Mate, don't sit on the fence. You got to tip something.
Freo.
Yeah. Geelong.
Freo are pretty healthy at the moment.
Well, they are, but they haven't got their mix right.
And your boy Johnson should be back, so Erasmus is out.
But Erasmus out, he got subbed at three-quarter time. He was flying.
Yeah.
So I think the bigger news is Fife is not subbed this week. He's into the 22.
Yeah.
So Erasmus will probably go out and be the sub.
Yeah. Don't you think Johnson might be sub? He's named as an emergency.
I'd probably stick with Erasmus personally. But look, I think they're both going to be great players.
Yeah.
But the thing for me is they've gone with the young forward line. The unicorn is airborne at the moment. Flying, Amos, Tracy. So they've got the three key forwards under 22 or under, and then they've got Walters, Switkowski, Schultz. No, Bailey Banfield or Frederick, whichever one it is. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Banfield got the arse, didn't he? Did he get dropped?
No, the only out was Erasmus.
Okay,
so.
But yeah, so like Banfield / Frederick.
They are one in the same.
Yeah. So Schultz is obviously playing well. Switkowski, I think. Pearce obviously is slowly getting better because he's been really bad. Luke Ryan is strong, so they're going to need a match up on Tomahawk and Cameron.
Yep.
You'd say
Who takes Cameron? That's the
it has to be
important
Luke Ryan. It's normally Logue, right? So it has to be Luke Ryan, in my opinion, because Pearce will take Tomahawk. Good matchup.
Yep.
I mean, who else they got down there that can really take him? You don't have Clark. You don't want Young. You don't want Walker.
You would say Walker probably plays on Stengel. That'll probably be a good matchup.
Yeah.
Speed.
Yeah.
Small.
So you'd have to think probably Luke Ryan to start with. Can he go with him up the ground? Probably not, but they might just team him.
Yep.
So
See what
be
happens.
interesting. Look, Geelong, I still think they're the best side. They're just going through the motions. They've got a lot out at the moment.
Yep.
Freo obviously improving.
Yep.
But look, I've seen them play a lot of bad footy this year. But that game against Hawthorn, they definitely played very well. Last game at Optus, and the second half last week was good as well. So they're finally showing some signs where we thought they might be. And it's basically on the back of one man, the Unicorn.
Your mate. Your favourite player.
He is not my mate.
Your favourite player.
Well, I was thinking I can do a unicorn impression, but I'm not going to do that because what the fuck does a unicorn sound like?
Just move on to your games.
Yeah,
Your
all
5
right.
games.
All right.
Let's
So
go.
I've got the Q clash. So this is another one of these derbies out the window. If Gold Coast are a serious team, it is time for them to stand up in a Q clash. So we got 125 Brisbane, 385 Gold Coast. Line 24.5 does seem a tad big. So Ainsworth is out for Brisbane. We've got Holman, Casbolt, and Ainsworth in for Suns. Out goes Chol, Berry, away.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, and Cheetahs, and Cheetahs is out. You'd butcher that name, T-S-I-T-A-S. It's Cheetahs, that's how it's pronounced.
What was it?
T-S-I-T-A-S.
Oh, yeah, I would have cooked that
Exactly.
for sure.
Tassatus?
Tassatus?
Yeah,
Tacitus?
it's Cheetahs. So, obviously, they've gone for Levi Casbolt over Chol.
Yeah.
Holman comes back. He's done a tagging job. He has to go to someone, in my opinion, because they've got a lot happening.
Who does he go to?
Well, that's a good question. A very good question. Because we've given them a cook before. The big boys are starting to go. So the alien, Hipwood, and Joe Danaher is really going well.
How far can Joe Danaher kick a footy?
Yeah, 70.
It's huge.
He's got long legs, mate. It's like Ashton Turner with his long arms. He's got long legs. But
Jesus.
the thing for me is he's playing a bit of chop-out ruck.
Yeah.
And it's getting the juices flowing. And he's playing much better. Last few games has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Look, obviously, Gold Coast have definitely improved since the start of the year. I did tip it at the start of the year they will come good. Matt Rao, grass eating, just going nuts. He's been
Madman.
going nuts.
Yeah.
So obviously, no,
I'll start eating grass.
Took out, mate. You might need to be a lawnmower and chew like the deep rough at freaking Royal Hammersley or something. But Rao's lifted, Anderson's lifted. Like Weller, like all these players, like they look good in the forward line. They had Day, they had Chol, and they had Max King. Ben King.
Ben Max was
I know, Max
for
is
the
back.
Saints.
Ben
Yep.
King. And Ben King's got his kicking boots on, so he's looking good. They're looking better. McPherson's playing well. They're lifting. Brisbane still haven't got their mix 100% right. So obviously McCluggage is a bit in and out. Neil's been a bit down.
Yep.
Obviously Dunkley's been quite good.
Do you reckon playing Rayner forward way better?
Well, it's top heavy up there. If you've got obviously McCarthy, Charlie, Cameron, you got the Alien, you got Danaher, you got Gunston, it's pretty full book up there.
Yep.
So, and obviously they're resting mids there as well. So a young player for Brisbane, Sharp, looks really good. He's been playing good footy. Obviously, their back line is stepping up. You've said Jackson Pryor, Harris Andrews was really good last week as well.
Yeah.
Look, I've just got Brisbane winning. They're a bit more polished. I think the line 24.5 is probably a bit much because Gold Coast are playing quite well.
Yep.
They ran Melbourne to a kick. They've obviously absolutely destroyed West Coast. West Coast played one quarter and then it was just downhill from there.
Yeah.
I think Suns are building. If Suns can win this one, it'll really give them the kick they need to try and play some finals footy this year.
Yep.
So that's where I sit on that game.
I agree.
We go Essendon versus Richmond. We've got our mate Ridley is back in. We've got Setterfield and D'Ambrosio out. In for Richmond, we've got Nankervis and Dow. Out goes Hopper, who's injured again. We've got Ben Miller and Judson Clark. So Nank back in is very good for them.
Yeah.
Samson Ryan has been showing something for
Yeah,
Richmond. He's
yes,
their ruckman.
yeah.
So he was the guy that in his
He's number
debut,
32, right?
I think he had one hit out and one free kick against in
Yeah.
his debut. Yeah, and he shows a bit. And so because there's no, like they're missing some tall forwards, Nank can ruck and he can play forward and chop out, and I think it might work okay. Essendon are just so up and down at the moment. Obviously, their midfield is missing Parrish and now Setterfield. So Hobbs probably gets more midfield time.
Yep.
Look, Wiedemann's playing actually quite well, I think, at the moment. Look, they're just what if the real proper. This is literally who turns up because Richmond have turned up 3 times this year. That's it. Essendon have turned up a lot more, but they're both injury prone. Essendon home game.
Yeah. This is a Dreamtime game too.
Yeah,
Yep.
Dreamtime at the G. So
Yep.
it's an Essendon home game, but it's Dreamtime at the G.
Yeah.
This is tough. It's really tough. It's literally whoever turns up. I mean, that's a silly question,
Yeah.
a silly statement to say because it's true about every game.
Yeah.
But I will stick with Richmond.
Yeah, I think the Bombers are just struggling with midfielders.
But I don't think it matters. Like, because Package goes in there, like Nick Martin goes in there.
Can Package play a whole game in
No,
the
he
midfield,
can't. But
though?
they can put like swing Andy McGrath through there. Like they've got options.
Yeah.
But it's tough. Like Richmond short and Toronto are going nuts. Toronto's still apparently number 149 now. The joke was by Volcano. Please, Volcano.
Yeah.
Don't bomb me. It's actually not bad. It's starting to come good. The
it
aftertaste
gets
has
better.
got better.
Yeah,
it
that's 'cause
grows on you.
It numbs everything.
Yeah,
With the 2.2
the 2 point. Yeah, you're probably right. The Ho dad, the Scott Brown dad, is kicking in. I better. Sorry, I won't say that's poor taste for me. But look, it's a tough game. I'm just going Richmond, but yeah, neither would surprise. 8.5 line might be goal in it either way.
Yep.
Now we move on to the marquee matchup. Hawthorn versus West Coast.
My God.
Hawthorn 131, West Coast 346, line 22.5. Sam Mitchell should be back. He's got COVID at the moment, so hopefully he's back.
Yeah.
Outs for Hawthorn. My mate, the fucking Chad, is out, injured again.
I didn't even know he's been playing. In fairness, I haven't watched any Hawthorn.
Giath is out. Ins, we got Scrimshaw, Fergus Green, Ned Reeves, Brockman, Connor McDonald. West Coast have got Inns, True, Bazzo, Long, Chesser. Out goes Darling, fractured arm.
Yep.
Was playing better with the fractured arm than without it.
Wow.
Because he was having a crack.
Yeah.
He was with one arm and he was showing intent. He was trying. He was running and he was still trying to tackle blokes even with a fractured arm, which was more than what he was doing without it.
Yeah, fair point.
Couldn't take a mark with 2 proper arms. Not going to take it with 1. So, look. This is a bad game.
Yep.
It's in Tassie. If it was over here, you'd probably go Eagles. It's in Tassie.
Is it raining in Tassie as well? If it's raining in Tassie, how gross could
does
this
it
game
really
get?
matter?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like, does it really matter? Like, if Hawthorn and Dinkum, we win this game.
Yeah.
Eagles show 1.5 good quarters of footy. Hawthorn probably show 2 good quarters of footy, and that extra half a quarter that we play might get us up by a kick or 2.
Yep. Yeah, I've got nothing to say about this game. I don't care about it.
Well, just pick someone.
It's just Hawthorn because West Coast don't have a team.
Well, they're getting players back, but
They're not any good ones.
well, Chesser's meant to be good.
Yeah, but he's still so young.
Well, they're all young, mate.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean. Anyway, move on. I don't even want to talk about that.
We got another marquee. This is a really good one. So we got Carlton Collingwood. So we got Carlton 277, Collingwood 145, and this was pyramid territory for me because I think the Pies are up and about. Carlton just got owned by the Bulldogs, and the Pies have the Bulldogs covered. So line's 15.5. I reckon that is good areas for Collingwood. Ins and outs. We have Harrison new. He's been named new for about the last 4 weeks. Can't get a game. Finley McRae, Darcy Cameron.
Oh, okay.
Is back as well. Whether he plays or not is another topic. That really changed with the mix because Coxzilla had a day out on the weekend playing the solo ruck.
His 100th game this week
yes,
too.
Well,
big man.
Would you mess with that and bring Cameron back in?
Well, I don't think you need to. But
yeah, agreed.
Like, especially what you're going to put Cox down forward or Cameron down forward? Like, what are you going to do? And then that messes up down forward with my check and stuff.
Correct.
Not needed.
Correct. So, and for ins for Carlton, we got Boyd, Zach Fisher, and De Koning's finally getting a crack.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting. Carlton are going really badly. So their mix is off as well. So they've got two good midfielders in Chera and Walsh. Chera's starting in the back line and Walsh is starting in the forward line. Walsh is then becoming a fourth midfielder, playing a sort of high half-forward role. And in the insides, they rotate between Cripps, Hewitt, Curnow when he's playing, and Doherty.
Yeah.
So Chera is sort of now taking over the original Doherty role, and Doherty's sort of staying as another mid-back of the stoppage, and Walsh is sort of coming up. The issue is there's no flow. They can't move the ball. So they've teams have sort of figured them out.
They love touching the ball, but they don't do much with it.
Teams have figured it out that Sada's the guy who moves the ball. So if you put a tag on him, it really puts him out of the game. And Collingwood Smalls are flying at the moment. Noble and Quaynor are playing really good footy at the moment. So they got Maynard down there as well. I mean, I think Pye's backline structures up very well against their forward line. Like Darcy Moore can take Charlie Curnow. You've got a myriad of the other backs that can take, Mackay. Mackay is cast. Like, he cannot kick a football. Like, they're paying him big dollars and he can't kick a football.
Stop snapping the ball. Just try to kick through it.
He can't
kick
kick
it
a
straight.
footy.
Yeah.
And, like, Carlton's whole team was just off last week. Like, they were nowhere. They were absolutely nowhere. And Dogs ran right over them. Like, obviously, this will be at Marvel, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Because obviously, you got Tassie. I presume it's at Marvel.
I would guess it is.
Carlton, Marvel? Off the top of my
MCG.
head? Okay, well, that's even better. That makes me even more confident.
that's got the Pies written all over it, doesn't it?
145 is probably good shopping. 190, neg 15.5 is probably even better shopping.
Yeah.
Pies, I think, are still the team to beat at the moment. Obviously, Melbourne, Brisbane are floating around. Geelong and Port are up there, but Pies are playing the best footy.
Yep.
I think they win. Carlton would have to do a full 360 from the way they played last week to win this game. And I know it's a derby game, and I know you throw it out the window, but
I don't think they can. I think they're shot. I just don't understand. They've got such a talented list. They're doing nothing with it.
Yeah.
They should be challenging here.
And
they should be challenging for top four now.
And I can tell you what's changing, which, not that I'm rubbing it in your face, but I did make a point about this. They got players to fix their deficiencies.
Yeah.
Tom Mitchell is changing that midfield. Yeah. So he is getting bulk clearances at the moment, and he is just feeding DeGoey, Pendlebury, Dacos.
I told you they were one of my apologies.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I will get Sydney, you've got right, but Pies, you've got Pies more wrong than you did Swans right. So Tom Mitchell, and obviously, to go from Hawthorn to Collingwood, third club or whatever, big for him, but he could be the catalyst to take them all the way.
Yeah. We've got to move on quickly. We're on 47 minutes.
Well, we've now. I'm starting the choo-choo train has some leaks, some oil leaks. The web is gone. The web. We're talking about St Kilda GWS 166 Saints 223 GWS 6.5 the Lime. The web was non-existent last week.
Yep. What
happened?
Well, just no good.
The web, where's it gone?
They played a semi-decent side.
But it wasn't even that. They lost their whole structure. Yeah. There was just holes in the web. It was like literally someone's just walked into the spider's web, got it all stuck on their face, ran away, and there was nothing left.
I just still think you're too excited by the Saints.
Ins and outs. Toby Green back in, Riccardi in, Briggs in.
Yeah.
Brown out, and then you've got Fahy, new player. If he gets a gig, he's been carving it up in the VFL.
Yeah.
Membry out. In we've got Max King, Webster, Campbell, who gets named every week and never gets a crack.
Just gets those frequent flyer points.
And Gresham. So obviously Webster, King, and Gresham are good ins. Membry out. That's good for the mix because you don't want too much. You got Caminiti, and you got King. So that's good. You don't want too many.
I agree.
Look, if Saints can't win this one,
you're off the train. You're at the back of the train. You're standing at the stairs right now.
Nah, I'm still on.
Yeah, but you're at the back. You're standing on the stairs, prepared to jump off. Is that where you are?
I'm looking, going, maybe this isn't going to the destination where I want it to go.
Next stop, I'm getting off.
Yeah. Maybe just time to jump off and go to the next train.
As long as they're not too king conscious.
I don't think they can be.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't been there.
Yeah, but they might be.
That will not bode well.
That's my worry.
But their better players need to lift. Steele needs to lift. Yeah. Marshall needs to lift.
Yep.
They really need to pick up because obviously Gresham in's good, King in's good, Webster's in's good, but yeah, they haven't been good. They've really dropped off.
Yep.
Since when I jumped on, my weight has just really slowed them down. But put it this way, they lost to Collingwood by a kick. They should have beaten Collingwood.
Yeah.
Like
they when they play good footy, they play good footy. It's just like last year. When they play good footy, they look really good.
Slut Fremantle, basically.
Yeah. So anyway, you and your trains, you live in a fantasy world, and that's just like where we're going right now, right?
God almighty. Well.
Fantasy.
We don't have a sting for the fantasy, do we?
No, I've just got my Wizards one.
Actually, we got some Harry. Get the Harry Potter out.
I'm hoping this is... Yeah.
Hey! Oh, gee, a bit echoey compared to the original.
Yeah, this is the one off my phone, the not illegally downloaded one. Okay. So this is... There we go, that'll do.
Okay,
I'll save the rest for the Wizards.
All right. So... There were some big games last week.
Yeah.
So, a lot of action. So, we'll run through the games last week. So, Paulie Cav going quite well. He knocked off Richie Nguyen. So, Richie Nguyen was in some very good form, but he copped a loss last week.
Yep.
Michael Duckworth back in the winners list. He was versing the bye. So,
he's got to be moving up that ladder, doesn't he?
He is. He's up to 9th now. So, he's doing very well. So, the Beast was back. So, the Beast had a pretty big score last week. So, set one of the highest scores. So he had a win over the Hilux, so that put Beast back in the winners list. Yep. BA's a couple of close games. So BA knocked off Charlie Coleman by 5 points. Wonder Watson's knocked off the Cackle by 1 point.
I still don't know who that guy is.
And Michael Missikos made a few blunders, and Mr. Sensitive took him out by 11. Yep. So Forey unfortunately ran into Iopolo, who had the biggest score of the round, 22.70. So he got played into some form, but after playing some of the better teams in us and Missikos.
He had to fire up a bit.
And we versed the Eshays, and we were successful as well. So we go to the ladder. The ladder's looking pretty tight again. So I think the better teams are starting to sort of bridge a gap between the bottom, but there's still enough closeness in the bottom for the teams to come up. So we've got Mr. Sensitive on top. He's on 32. We've got Iopolo in second on 20. Oh, how's this? Iopolo second, 103.09. Paulie Cav third, 103.08.
Oh, my
so
God.
0.01%. And then we got Missikos on 24 in fourth spot. Then you've got us on 24 as well. And we got the Beast on 24. Then we got the Hilux on 20, and then we got Richie Nguyen, Michael Duckworth, Forey, Wonder Watsons, and the Eshays, and BA all on 16. So we've got 6 teams fighting out for that sort of last spots. There's 7 teams within one game for the last 2 final spots.
What a competition.
So it's close. Then we got the Cackle, Charlie Kerno, and the Bye. Yeah. So, look, that's the top teams are starting to bridge a little bit of a gap, but there's some big games this round. So we'll run through this week. We got Ducky versus Richie Nguyen for 8 spots. So that's close. We got Paulie Cav and the Hilux. That's 3v4. We got the bottom of the ladder. Charlie Coleman versus the Bye. So Tim might be somehow half a chance. Let's be serious. He's going to lose again. We've got the Beats versus Wonder Watson. We've got BA versus Missikos. We've got Iopolo versus the Cackle. And then we've got Mr. Sensitive versus us in a 1v5. So if we can win this one, puts us right in the mix. I've had a look at the sides. Setterfield out is not good for us. So, look, Senso might be slight favourites at the moment, but we'll give it a crack to
get him.
Knock him off. And then we got the Eshays versus Forey. So, look, some big games this week. If we ever want to win one, it's to be a real handy one for us to win. Because if we lose, we're sort of back in the pack a bit. Yeah. Obviously, we're still recovering from that real close one we lost a couple of weeks ago. So that didn't go our way. But
worry about it.
Well,
we'll make it up in the bye round.
Yeah, well, as I sort of brought it up before, for those in the league, Scott has the bye rounds on. So if you haven't been planning for the byes, Start planning. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to do a bit of research because I wasn't planning for them. And I checked it this morning and I went, buyers on. And it's like, well, I can't really change it now. So that might be a chance.
You're going to have to set it up next.
Oh, Jesus. So I'm going to have to try and work some magic, selective accounting, and try and work out some trades to get our numbers right. But look, we're starting to get to the business end, round 10. So we're about halfway.
Yep.
So,
I believe.
Well, look, we're in the mix. That's the main thing.
Good. Speaking of magic, let's see what these guys have. I hope this is the right button.
Expelliarmus.
You're a wizard.
Picks it up, goes in towards full forward, and Palmer. Wizard, be careful.
It's about taking off and win your boys.
You just never know with the whiz. At the back was the Wizard. He could have been held. Play on, Robertson does. He gives it to the Wizard. 46 out. He can smell a goal. He can smell a magic.
I'll tell you what I can smell, a pile of turd.
Yeah, listen, they were no good last week. And
Hang
shout
on.
out.
No good is an understatement. Let's just tell them how they're going.
Well,
Let me just say this first. You can't dish up a donut.
Yeah.
You're coming off winning. You're saying, look at me, I'm the Wizard, Expelliarmus, and you've delivered 1 out of 8 your next 2 weeks.
Well, I gave, especially the Wizard, who gave me a tip, or both their tips late, and they were shit, and they were horrible. They were Gold Coast tips, and
well, Anderson had been doing well for him.
Yeah, but then gave me no whys. And then to that same Wizard, he sent through his tips, which I have to follow up each week. I shouldn't have to follow this up each week.
Well,
They
Scott,
need to
how about
me.
you bring your own tips, mate?
God, anyway, so
exactly.
the first one, because I don't know fantasy, hence I put the buy rounds on. Hence, sorry, sorry everybody, I've got this back. I forgot I had this back. So, I know this is what everybody really wants.
Hang on, they're on notice, right? Have you given him a pep talk?
I'm giving him one more chance before being on notice.
Well,
I have.
No, I'm putting him on notice right now.
Well,
If you deliver another pile of turd this week, there's going to be an exorcism, there's going to be a ceremony, and there's going to be voodoo ceremony happening. There's going to be dolls, there's going to be eye poking at the Wizards, there's going to be big trouble. Listeners want us to do better. Wizards, do better.
all right, I'm going to fire through this because we're at 57 minutes.
That's not flying through it, Scott.
I just love that bit. All right, so Will Day, 100 plus, $2.60. Eagles are the easiest matchup for the mids. Day has cemented himself in the mid group, 28 and 26 touches his last two. They haven't related into fantasy points.
No, they have not.
But we'll get it done this week against
That's
the
a
Eagles.
huge call. When you're 1 from 7, you're pulling out huge calls. It's not ideal.
Ben Hobbs, 70 plus, $1.80. Parish,
like
and
that.
now Setterfield
I've
are out.
literally brought that up earlier. So whoever that Wizard is, I'm on page with you. Good stuff.
Opening up CBAs and fantasy points coming off 80-point game last week with no CBAs and a 3-game average of 76.3.
That is good areas from that Wizard.
Talented
I like it.
inside mid.
Much better than the Will Day area, but I like that good Wizard.
Goulding 100 plus, $1.70.
Goulden or Goulding?
Goulden, sorry.
CG33 can fuck right
It's
off.
in my head. 143 average in the last 3, 119 in the last 5. Mills out, frees up mid space, will benefit from more CBAs. Whitfield 100 plus, $1.73, 108 average the last 3.
Yep.
Saints given up 600s to defenders in the last few weeks. And he's back.
Is he playing defence though, or is he playing midfield?
Hopefully this Wizard has looked at that.
Yeah.
He's back to his +6 best. I don't know what that means.
So a +6 is a mark and a kick. So you get 3 for the mark and 3 for the kick. That's why it's +6.
So $50 at $15.48, $7.44. We're back.
So we
baby.
got Day 100 plus, Whitfield 100 plus, Goulden 100 plus, and Hobbs 80 plus. 70 plus. Not bad.
Yeah. All right. Well, if there's not money to be found here, there's money to be found here.
They're ready to go. Racing.
On the outside is trying hard. It's Weeks in front. Jubador's coming at it. Weeks is holding on. The Great Bear completes the Great Bear. Here he comes. Chautauqua. Boom! Right over the top. Chautauqua takes out the TJ.
Now, before we start, for everyone at home, I found the button.
Find some value, Novak.
Well, I found plenty
We're back.
last week, and I found a bigger pyramid than you, Scott.
You found plenty last week, but everything over $2 lost.
No, Bustler $5.50.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, Scott. Fuck,
Find
mate.
some value, Novak.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Find some fucking right facts, Scott. All right, so we're going this is what dealing with amateur out here,
That's
listeners.
because I put all your favourites into a multi, and they.
Yeah, well, I told you, mate, don't do multis. They're no good.
Oh, that's
so
all right,
we're
mate.
going to the Winter Championship benchmark 100 plus
We're
at
at an hour,
Flemington.
by the way,
yeah, I
so-
know. So I'm going to try and race. You talk too
Yeah.
much shit, mate. So look,
I do.
Yes, you come up with your bad takes.
Let's go.
Let's hurry up. Fuck me. All right, so we got Pinstripe 380 into 320 is your favourite. The one I'm going with, though, is Keats. So Keats is $5 into 460. Form is decent for Bedge good. It's got a good barrier. It's the leader. Should go straight to the top. Its only failure recently was in the All-Star Mile. Didn't like the track at Moonee Valley. So it ran very well last start, got claimed late. I've got coming second, Flash R. So we gave Flash R as our roughie of the week a few weeks ago, and it ran home really well for third. So hasn't got a good barrier here, 14 to 14. If it had a better draw, I was considering putting on top. $16, $4.20 a place. Roughie of the week. It's definitely in the mix again.
Yep.
Pinstripe's the favourite. It's a good horse. I just don't like the price. It won well last start for Ben Allen and EJ, but it's two starts track and distance for nothing. Like I'm just it's just I can't catch it personally, so I'm kind of taking it on. And then the other one that I threw in was Bermudez. So Bermudez is $15. It's had 2 runs this prep, some pipe openers. Its best is good enough to win this with Zach Spain, but look, I'm with Keats. Flash Art is playing just as much a place as Keats is almost a win. So they're the two I'd sort of be playing around. Not much of an important card at Flemington because the bigger races are elsewhere. So we're heading over to Doomben now. We've got the lead up for the Queensland Oaks. It's called the Roses, 2,000 metres. So Cy for me, heavy 8 Brisbane. So it was heavy
Kiwi
8.
horses, back them.
You didn't let me finish. Heavy 8 yesterday, heavy 8 today. Sun's out tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So
Don't bet the
there's a
Kiwi
fair
horses.
chance it might not be heavy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I did my form for heavy.
Okay.
So I had on top in this Fireburn. So Fireburn's the class horse. It's won a golden slipper. Its heavy form is 5 starts, 3 wins in a second, which is pretty decent. So it's 15 starts, 5 wins. You know, it has amassed over $4 million in prize money, which has this field covered easily. You know, it's run 2 lengths off Zoo Got You. It's run 4 lengths off Prowess in the lead up to the Oaks, and then it ran 5 lengths off Pennywhacker in the Oaks. So that form's superior, but that was with the heavy. Second, I've got Renaissance Women, and my quote here was needs soft. So it looks like it's probably going to get soft. So that might swing my selection. So when I did my notes, so it's 3 from 10. Its form on heavy is only 1 win from 5. But its soft is much better. It won well last start on the Good in the Sunshine Coast Guineas. Up in trip should suit. So, you know what? I've probably got it on top. As you said, I've got now Sakura Girl, New Zealand form is all on heavy. So, on dead, sorry. So, that's probably the equivalent of our heavy. So
Dead? What the hell is
well, dead is basically they used to be like fast,
mud.
good, slow, like dead. Dead is slow and dead are now basically the same.
Yeah.
So that's what they use over in New
okay.
Zealand.
Interesting.
But it is Fireburn's $7, Renaissance Woman's $3.50, Sakura Girl is $5. So Opie Bossom's coming over. He's the best jockey in New Zealand. It's a tough one to bring that New Zealand form. Like it's hard to match up. But look, I'd probably be back in the top 2. Premise has the New Zealand Oaks form as well, around with Fireburn. So it's probably the other one that I would give some hope to, but you'd probably want to be playing around the top 2. We now go to the Group 1, Doomben Cup, 2,000 metres. So Zaki is $2.25 into $1.85. So that is heavily backed. It's got a wide draw barrier 11. I don't think there's that much speed. Like I had to work to get across last start. It held on.
Yep.
It's obviously the favourite. The main danger is a Kovalika. It's drifted from $8 out to 11. It's the 3-year-olds. It had a hoof abscess last start. Now it's running this week. Grand finals, the Derby this week. So look, they're trying, but they're probably not really in the mix to win against Zaki. You've got a Tissue, who, as I said last up, was probably the danger, sat too far back. It's got another bad barrier, 10 of 13. You got Jewess. So Jewess is the previous Caulfield Cup when it went busted last prep, but its best is definitely good enough, but barrier 1 isn't great for it. The other one that I think has a chance, Schwetor beat Zaki in this race last year. Zaki was $1.24 and Schwetor rolled it. So,
interesting.
And Zarek is the other one. But look, in reality, Zaki stands out. I was much more liking the 225, 185, not so much.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can't help it when the
there
prices
you go.
change.
Find some value, Novak.
So basically, again, a lot of the things I've found when I do my form on Wednesdays, they're $2 plus, and then the markets, they come in. So I can't really do much about that. But look, Zaki has class on this field. If J-Mac can get it across outside lead and just park it there, run its own race, it wins this.
Yeah.
We move over to the other Group 1 today. This is a much better race. This is the Goodwood Goodwood Handicap in South Australia, 1,200 metres. So we've got some good horses here that have really good form. I've got Lofty Strike on top for Garinda, for Sandu.
Garinda.
Yeah, so its form reads at 1,100 metres at Sandown Hillside, beating Uncommon James. Uncommon James came out, won the Oakley Plate, ran in the Quokka. Sandown Lakeside, Oakley Plate, Lofty Strike, less than a length to Uncommon James. He then ran in the Newmarket against In Secret. So In Secret won. It beat I Wish I Win, and it beat Private Eye that day. And then it went to the TJ, raced in the heavy, didn't handle it to be I Wish I Win. That form is far superior to anything in this race. It's $3. Jamie Mott is the normal jockey. He is on board. I like it. It is one of my better bets for the day. The danger, I had Zapateo. I was kind of going to lean Zapateo's way. It's drawn 17 to 17, so that is nasty. It's a get-back runner. Its form is 0-1-1-3, so the wins were really good in Sydney, but 17-17. Ollie is going to have to be a wizard, one would think, from out there to try and...
a wizard here like this?
Have you got that?
Oh, God, on a different thing. There we go. There we go.
Yeah,
like a
there
wizard.
we go.
Like that.
That's what he's going to have to do from there to get it across. The other ones that are going in good form, Kalos. Kalos has won 3 in a row this prep. Flying. Mellum, Cummings again. I just think Zapateo is going better than it. Yep. And the other one I had is a local called Another Award. Actually, Another Award. Yep. So it's solid. It's $12 into 8. It always runs a good race. Got the normal jockey, stubby holders on, 52.5 kilos. Has to be some rough hope, but I really want to be with Lofty Strike. I'm confident. We'll go over to Belmont. So this is Sky Racing Championship Final. This is some of the profits areas. So you know how we're talking about, you want to say something before I go on?
Oh, no, don't worry. I was thinking about racing.com.
Fuck me, Scott.
It's okay.
Fuck
it's okay.
me.
It's okay.
I was mid-spiel there. You had some wisdom to input.
I had nothing.
Never ask Scott for some wisdom. So you know how I was talking to the prophet about midways? No, you know what a midway be like? What people from Kalgoorlie, Esperance and all that? This is what this is. It's the Sky Racing Country Championship Final.
He's given me one tip at Belmont. So
okay, so where I'm sliding here is my best each way of the day. It's called Ablo. Ablo, Kalgoorlie horse. Its form is 4-2-1-2. Barrier 17's a bit of a blue, but it doesn't. This track I think will suit it better. The better form students than me are quite keen on this. I've looked at it. I see what they're saying. So, had a win over 1,400, which was very, very strong. Won by 3 lengths. And then just last start, things just didn't quite go its way. CJP sticks, which is good. The danger of the race is the favourite, Keep Attacking, with my main girl, Jade McNaught, on board.
Yep.
Its last run was massive. So it was basically ridden like a moral, did all the work outside the lead. It proved too strong. I'd either want to be going each way on Ablo or backing Ablo and Keep Attacking together. The other one I give a chance to, Starry Night's in great form. It's won 4 out of its last 7. 60 is a bit of a blue for it, and barrier 1 can cause some issues for it. Look, there's a myriad of chances. There's a few that could get scratched here because there's quite a big field. But look, anything else can be competitive in that. So that's the main races done. Now, one of my other better ones for the day, it was going to be just about my best, but it's called Grey River, race 2, number 2, Flemington. My issue is it's double nominated. So it's nominated for Adelaide as well. I don't know where it's going to go. If it goes Melbourne, I really want to be with it.
Yep.
It ran in a much better class in Adelaide last start, dropping back in grade. Shins on $2. It's $4 in a $2.50. I'm like, come on, my value is disappearing. But it's race 2, number
Find
2.
some value, know that.
Race 2, number 2. Well, mate, I'm finding a lot more value than what Tony would. So, look, I've got it. We were with Altivo last start, and it got the chocolates for us. So this is race 6, number 11. This is a 2-horse race. We were with Convener last start when it won 2. So Convener's $3. Altivo's $1.90. Altivo barrier 4. Convener barrier 14. Yep. So I think it's going to have the map on it. It was really strong last week, Altivo, so I want to be with it. We'll go to Morphettville. We were with this girl last time as well. Race 6. No. Why does that with... For fuck's sake. Race 5, Morphettville. Number 9, Foxy Frida. So this has been hammered as well. It's $2.30 into $1.85. We were with Foxy Frida last start. Well, you realise Scott, you realise that value... $1.85 is value for this horse. It should be $1.40.
So I was having some fun.
So that's value. So you can look at this. It had a really good win first up. Its run second was enormous as well. So it was frustrating because I thought it was going to win. Things just couldn't quite catch Cast, and Cast is going quite well. So there's no Cast in this race.
Yeah.
It's flying at the moment. She's dropping in weight. Look, it's got this lot covered, in my opinion. So I've got Lofty Strike as well. So that was race 8, number 9. Look, Zaki, but no, not the $1.85.
Yeah.
We'll go to Belmont. I've got race 1, number 1, Chrisanova. So you got Sash Machine on the Pike Luciani combination. Now Sash Machine led last start, compounded late and got run over. Chrisanova's got barrier 2, so it has options. It can either tuck in behind Sash Machine's back, sit outside and get some cover. I think Chrisanova's form is superior to the rest. If you look at its form, when it won first up, it was quite a good win. And then it was a 4th to Live to Tell and Super Smink.
Yeah,
so
right.
1.6 lengths off them, and obviously Live to Tell and Super Smink are the two best, two of the top 3 going around. That's good enough for me.
Yep.
So again, my value's gone, $3 in a $2.40. But look, I think that goes close.
Yep.
And then I was with this horse last start. Not much value here again, but Rear Admiral's 4 from 4. Led last start, unsuitable run for it. It normally gets some cover. So there'll definitely be some cover in this race. There's a lot of speed. I think the run up to 1,200, confident can keep its unbeaten record. I think it gets a really good run for Jordan Turner and wins. Best each way of the day is Ablo, which I've listed, and the Roughies Flasher. So I've given out a fair bit there.
Yep.
Hopefully there'll be something there. We've found a bit recently, so hopefully we can continue with some winners here. But yeah, Lofty Strike really has the class to win that Group 1 in Adelaide.
Yeah, good. I'll circle that puppy.
I need a drink right now. I just spoke a lot.
All right, well, I'll be real quick because I'm not happy with what the profit's given me. But hey,
where are we heading first?
Let's start at Belmont.
Okay.
Belmont race 4, number 3, Rear Admiral.
Oh, he's with me.
All he's gone is picks herself, fitter up to 1,200 tick.
So basically what I just said.
Yeah. So literally that's exactly what I've got written there.
So the profit's with me.
Yeah. And then we go to another one. He's with you. Flemington race 6, number 11. Altivo.
Oi, so there's no so hang on, the profit's given me stick for value and he's given 2 short ones.
So hold on, wait, we'll get there. And he goes, this is just a stepping stone. Winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah.
That's what he's got.
Where was he last week with Altivo? Why wasn't he with me last week?
I don't know. Maybe because
maybe the prophet's listening to me.
The midway thing.
Because I tipped Rear Admiral last start. It won. I've tipped Altivo last start. We'd won. The prophet's on board my train here.
Rose Hill.
Oh, I haven't got Rose Hill. Midway?
Probably. Rose Hill race 6. I think this is another shorty though.
All right, let me have a look. I didn't have Rose Hill open. Race 6, yep.
Number 5, Rednier.
Yep.
in super form, no issue at 1,500. Fitter, firmer deck, awesome.
Okay, so it's 245. It's 320.
Do you know what,
3 kilo apprentice. Hang on a sec. Let me just have a look at this. Yeah, Kensington, yep. No, looks okay. Look, Sydney's not my go.
This is even funnier because I messaged him and I was like, so he messages me that, and it's got how much each are paying. I was like, mate, lift, give me some value. You give me value every week. I need something for value.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, didn't want to get it. Didn't want to give it. Sort of confident. Should just fly home.
Yeah.
Currently $11, which it's now come into $8.
Yeah.
Another award.
Oi!
So
he's in my area.
Yeah, so he's like, $11, it should just fly home. He said, don't expect it to lead. It should just fly
it's
home.
Low weight as well, the 52.5. Yeah. I think Lofty Strike's obviously got much better form, but it's the best of the locals. So the profit is aligned with me here. So that's pretty scary. That's very scary.
Either I do have a song selected if this was to happen for the intro next week. So don't worry. Anyway, but it's all about winning that song, and where we did win was here.
Pyramid, 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 pyramid.
So for all the people who might watch this, they can actually see that that's not actually a clip. Novak says pyramid, pyramid every
time.
I don't know why we haven't clipped it, but I quite enjoy hearing him say pyramid. So,
well, hey, another thing I've just brought to the table that's worked off a treat.
So update, where are we? What's happening?
All right, so let me open my week.
I didn't really help,
but the pyramid's starting to take off because I'm getting Milko has started a trend.
Okay.
So all my mates want to get in on the action now because Milko is on fire.
Yep.
He is flying, and everyone wants a piece. So I can give you the myriad of tips I've got this week.
Can I just give you mine? I've got one.
Oh, yes.
I don't think you're going to like it. After the games, you've said, I've Richmond to win. That's it. It's $1.65.
Ballsy.
Yeah.
Ballsy?
I just think midfield, Essendon losing a few. I know you said those other players can come in, but then they got to fill holes everywhere else. That's all I'm thinking. So that's it. I've come with one this week. Just one. Because I was upset about last week when I came with three and we picked the one.
Well, do you want to hear what I've been given?
So I've given mine. I'm happy.
So Mr. Sensitive is unhappy because Milko's getting the limelight, right? So Mr. Sensitive wants a piece. So he's given out Melbourne to win.
Yeah, okay.
$1.63.
Yeah, all right. I don't like that.
Okay, so
Friday night curse to me. It just
friend of the podcast who probably deserves a friendship for the amount of winners he gives me. Hoops is into his boxing. Haney versus Lomachenko, and Haney is the real deal, is what he's telling me. So he's into his boxing. He says Lomachenko's a bit of a legend, but he's past it. Haney's the new boy, new kid on the block. He brings the big guns, and he to win, I think, was $1.40 earlier. Okay. So that's his tip. Milko's on fire. So I'm loath to go away from Milko.
Yeah.
Milko's telling me, I'm presuming what he's told me has come in a fair bit. He said Hawthorn to win and Fremantle plus 30.5 against Geelong.
Okay, let's have a look at that. I'll be real quick here. Hawthorn to win, did you say?
Yep.
Who are Hawthorn playing?
Eagles.
Okay, let me do the Freo one first. Freo, what's the line?
The line is 7.5. Milko wants plus 30.5.
All right, plus 30.5. Alternate handicaps plus 30.5. Did you say?
Yeah.
I bet you it's changed. I bet you
probably it's coming.
You have to pick 31 or 27.
Of course.
Yeah.
Every week.
And what was the value? What was it paying?
When Milko sent it through.
Oh, but he multied it.
Yeah, he multied it together with the $1.30 for Hawthorn or whatever it was.
So if we went $1.26 for that.
Yeah.
Into the Hawthorn game, I don't think it's going to pay much.
No.
It's $1.26 and the Hawthorn game is...
Well, he brought $1.65 last week, Milko. Maybe I should just do this.
It's $1.63.
Okay. So Milko's bringing that.
Yeah.
I'm bringing Collingwood.
All right.
$1.45.
It's $1.46 on that.
Okay. So there's a lot happening there.
Okay. All right.
So we're starting with Richmond. I'll put in Collingwood. Here's where it gets tricky. Do we go Milko? Senso can... No, don't worry about Senso. So do we go Milko? I'm putting Senso off. No Senso.
Yeah, just the Friday night games. I
know. We don't go... So we've either got to choose Milko or Hoops with his boxing.
Let's give Milko a break for a week.
Oh, that's going to go down like a lead balloon. But
I understand. And this is... His is probably going to win, and that's fine. But we just got to give someone else a go.
True. Well, friends of the podcast are doing quite well. Stars, who gave out Tom Green, 80 plus. He got 80 on the dot. Yeah. So listeners have been going quite well.
So we've got to
Apart from the Beast. Poor Beast really let us down. Do better, Beast.
So we'll give Hoops a go.
All right. So let's
Milko,
just find Haney.
Have a spell for this.
Or maybe
week.
we just put them all in.
We could go...
Let's just...
Well, why don't we?
So hang on.
Why don't we do you, me, Hoops...
And Milko.
No, why don't we do you, me, Hoops for how much have we got?
Nah, we'll do it. But there's none of this splitting crap. Let's just do it.
I was thinking about doing a big multi for 50. 50 on the big multi, the rest on just us.
Let's just do the lot. Let's just get greedy.
Okay. I guess that's what the pyramid's about. So.
Well, you know this is my area. All right, hang on. I got to find this. Where are we? Fremantle.
Right, you're doing Milko. You're doing everyone.
Doing everyone.
Right.
No, I've got it now. I'm doing it live.
Yeah, okay.
Because Milko, I can't upset Milko.
All right. And so we're including Senso in as well?
Nah, no Senso. no Senso.
He's not going to be happy.
No, he won't, but no Senso.
That wasn't my call. You're doing everyone but him. That's going to annoy him even more.
Yeah. All right. So where we're sitting, we got Richmond to win, Collingwood to win, Devon Haney to win, Hawthorn to win, Freo plus 31.5, $6.05, $272.37. Now we're talking cash, $1,650.
If they all win and Senso's does win as well, I'm going to be
I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. So let's go. This is going to be a good one to watch.
Let's do it.
All right. I'm going to put that on right now.
Yep.
Hoops. Hopefully this gets up for you, mates. We can get you a friendship.
Yep.
We'll have to make a note on who's actually got friendships.
Yeah. We need friend of the podcast, Michael Mitsikos.
My name's Michael. I'm too busy to do artwork. You might get it next year. That's
made,
what he told me during the week. You
made
might
a
get it next year.
That looks similar to this with us in the middle that says Front and Center Podcast. It's no good. I need him to.
Michael's been preoccupied this week, working from home. He's had a lot of distractions. His eyes have not been focused on the laptop.
I don't know.
That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, God. I don't know what that
Personal
means.
joke between me and him. He's not going to be happy with me either.
I don't know what that means, but anyway.
That's an off-podcast topic.
I feel like that's quite funny. So.
It actually really is. He's going to be so angry tomorrow.
So, let's move on to the joke. Let's round this thing out. We've done pretty well.
But I don't. What we spoke about your joke offline, I don't want you to do it.
You don't?
No, I don't want you to do it.
All right,
I want it to be spontaneous. You've got to just pull it out on me, not preempt it.
Just give me 20 seconds to write this other joke down.
All right, well, how about I go with mine? Because mine's really bad.
I've got another one. Well, I've got a listener joke. We can do that.
Do the listener joke because it's got to be better than mine. So start on a good note.
Hold on. Here we go. I don't know if it is.
No, it is. Trust me.
Let's see.
What do you call two lesbians in a closet? A liquor cabinet.
The fact that he's laughing as well. He's such a loser.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Not bad, though. Yeah. Better than mine. See, I don't go down the dirty territories. I just stick to the rubbish.
Yeah, okay.
So what do you call a can opener that doesn't work?
What?
A can opener.
That's so bad.
I know. I told you I'm bringing the bad.
All right.
You can't do the other one because you've got to spring it on me.
I won't.
It's better. And it'll be better when you butcher it.
Yeah, okay.
For everyone who's heard you tell that joke before.
I won't. This one, I don't know whether this is controversial. I said it at the lunch table today. I got some laughs and I was like, am I allowed to say that? And they're like, yeah, you could say that. I was like, all right.
Hey, it's on the podcast, so who cares? Say what you want.
So what do you call an Afghan virgin?
Oh, Jesus. Can you say that?
Never been laid on.
Yeah, not bad.
That's all I've got. That was like a last-minute thing.
Hey.
I said some heinous other ones, and I was like, that's inappropriate. I can't say
Any
that one.
related to
That
women's tennis?
No, not women's tennis. Let's move on.
You missed the bin.
Oh, yeah, shit.
You missed the bin.
Where is that? Oh, my God. I've lost my mind. All right, let's do that.
No.
Look at all this fucking... Who's putting all this in the bin? How many portions are you putting in there? How much is in the bin? Look! Look! What the fuck is this?
What a shit show this is.
I'm going to find another joke while you do
Oh, God. Well, the bin... I'm sort of flat now because that's made me laugh,
this.
but it's made me laugh, and the bin isn't a laughing
this.
matter.
Get emotional, get angry,
All right.
fire up.
In the bin is anything Tasmania related. Okay. So a week ago, everyone was pumped up. Oh, we got a new stadium. We got a team coming. Awesome. Now we got people protesting. When there was a stadium in Perth going up, people protested. Spend the money on hospitals. Spend the money on roads. Spend the money on health. Spend the money on the children. You got peanuts like Eddie Maguire came out going, if they don't want it, take it off them. They've got no idea about the economic impact in the state. Mate, all the Tasmanians want it. You can't go by Jackie Lambie and some peanuts teeing off going, don't build the stadium. Okay. You know what? Don't build the stadium. Do build the stadium. Who cares? Really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But do better, people in the media and Tasmania.
Yeah.
You're not doing yourselves any favours. Everyone thinks you're behind. You're acting like it. Do better.
Agreed.
Peter Sumich in the bin.
Yep.
Peter Sumich has had so many bad takes. It's taken me a while to actually get him in here, but he's writing some absolute drivel in the West Australian. He's coming up like 8 months ago. Sean Darcy is the answer at Fremantle. He needs to stay. This week, Sean Darcy's going to Geelong. It's a done deal. He's gone. Luke Ryan. Luke Ryan's on his way to St Kilda. Luke Ryan's manager came out in the media. There was so many factually statements wrong with that article, I don't even know where to start. To cut a long story short, Luke Ryan has signed a 3-year deal with Fremantle 4 months ago. Suma, go back to growing carrots, you absolute peanut.
Growing carrots? Is he a carrot farmer?
No, he's a farmer, mate.
Is he?
Sumich Fruit and Veg.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, come on, Scott. Jesus.
I didn't know that. How am I supposed to know
Everyone knows that. Haven't you seen the Sumich oranges and shit like that?
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Scott.
I ain't much fruit, in case you haven't realised.
Do better, Scott. Someone else who should do better. Ja Morant in the fucking bin.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing, brother? So, Ja Morant, his name isn't even Ja. It's like Charvernius Jamal Morant. Yeah. So, he's 23 years old. He signed a $195 million US deal with the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
He's already been suspended for floating guns around.
Yeah.
He was out there this week floating his guns around on social media again. What are you doing, Ja? Yeah. $195 million. And you know what he did? He did a Scott Brown.
What?
Did you hear about this?
No.
I've got to find this. I swear I took a photo of this somewhere. He came out and gave a friend of the podcast needs to send me a better copy of this. He came out and did a statement. I can't even read that. I deeply know I've disappointed a lot of people who have supported me. This is a journey, and I recognise there is more work to do. My words may not mean much right now. I take full accountability for my actions. I'm committed to continue to work on myself. So you try and read that. How bad's that?
Which one?
That's come out.
It looks like a ChatGPT thing.
Exactly. It's come out that he did his apology through ChatGPT.
He's left the
I know.
The logo,
I
the ChatGPT logo.
I know. So the guy's come out and he's done the right statement, right? So that's Wodge, right? Wodge has done the, you see Wodge. Wodge has tweeted the Morant word for word statement.
Yeah.
And that's what's come out of ChatGPT up the top.
Yeah.
So not only is he a dumbass that he's floating guns on social media?
So good.
He's got a bot writing his apologies for him.
That's so good.
Do better.
Yeah.
He's walking around like a gangster. He's not even a gangster. He came from a private school. His dad's a teacher. Do better, Jar. Jesus Christ.
That's so good because you can just copy and paste it in ChatGPT and go, did you write this? And
I know.
it's 98% match.
I know.
Yeah, cool, you wrote it.
I know.
What an idiot.
I know, exactly, right? In the bin.
Oh,
Finally, Paul Kent in the bin. Yeah. So a lot of people won't know who Paul Kent is. Paul Kent is a rugby league media aficionado. He played one game.
Yeah.
One game in the NRL, and now he's got into the media. So he works for Murdoch. He's at Fox Sports. He's at The Telegraph. This week, Paul Kent has been arrested. Non-consensual choking of a woman.
That'll get you arrested.
Well, here's the thing. In 2016, Paul Kent wrote an article for the Full Stop Foundation, an organisation hoping to end sexual assault and violence against women. He was an ambassador.
Clearly not a very good
for
one.
violence against women to end sexual assault in 2016. This is Paul Kent. It's just the rugby league soap opera. It's the way it rolls. It's my day in the storyline. And that's fine. People are entitled to their opinions. All my employees fully support me, and I do not think my career is over. Paul Kent's ex-partner, 33 years old. Paul Kent, 53 years old. He's apparently the angriest man in NRL media. He got in a punch-up with a fellow journo at a KO Sports function earlier in the year.
He is a little man. He's
a little angry man.
Yeah.
His Wikipedia, one of the angriest men in sports media. You can't be on the board and an ambassador for a woman's sexual assault foundation and then go choking women.
No, it's not appropriate.
Do better, Paul. And you can't come out and be critical of players. He went to town when Mitchell Pearce and the dog thing, he went to town on Mitchell Pearce. He's gone to town on Sonny Bill. He's gone to town on Sam Burgess. He's gone to town on everyone. Not just your day in the sun, mate. Do better. You're a disgrace.
Yeah, agreed. Is that it?
That's it. I'm glad we got that in because you roasted straight past it.
I'm sorry, I didn't write it down.
Fuck
literally,
me,
there's a gap literally right there for me to write in the bin. What an idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You've got a joke now?
I've got two real quick ones. Ready?
Oh, God.
I'm going to fire through these. Why is Santa so jolly?
Something about his balls?
Because he knows where all the naughty girls live.
Oh.
Why does Dr. Pepper come in a bottle? Because his wife died. All right, that's us. Oh, wrong button.
God, Scott, you are having a stinker today. Follow us, Front Centre Pod. Friday night footy, frothies, get around it.
That'll be on.
We'll post the Wizards bet. We'll post the Pyramids bet because no one's posting the Wizards bets these days.
I'm going to put this video on Twitter if you want to watch the shit show that just happened.
Don't watch
See
it.
you next week.
See you, listeners.